Yes, sir. My Trigger. Back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be breaking down some strange events from around the world, man. Today, I'm reacting to some creepy videos that'll make your heart race. But before we hop into that, man, go ahead and spam that like button right now so we can run the numbers up on the algorithm. And you ain't even gotta think about it later. And if you haven't already, man, go ahead and hit that sub button, man. Sub up. Join the family. I promise this is the most lit and active community on YouTube, period, man. But with that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video.
This was the scene in Baja California, Mexico, as Tropical Storm Hilary lashed the peninsula yesterday. New video from Mexico showing just how bad the flooding is. The intense rainfall turning what appears to be a neighborhood into a rushing river. Strong winds are also hitting Cabo San Lucas. Mexican authorities say at least one person died in the storm further north on the peninsula.
The boys at heart need to ease off the controls, bro. They got hurricanes traveling east across the Pacific now.
The Weeknd tells a story of an artist selling their soul in the music industry in these 3 music videos. It starts off with him performing at a club and everyone just looks unamused and no one likes his music. Until this mysterious man sits down, and I think this is representative of the devil, and you'll understand why in a second. This man throws his lighter at the Weeknd on stage. He bursts into flames and now everyone loves his music. Now in the next music video, he's seen burying his old self. But once he's done, the mysterious man comes back and finds him. The Weeknd then him in the music video to try and get rid of him. He dramatically falls down and passes away, and then the Weeknd gets into a car, remember this car, and drives away. Now the last music video, The Hills. The Weeknd slowly comes out of a crashing car, the same exact car. Once he gets out, he goes inside of his room, and it is filled with this dark demonic energy with the same guy there and 2 girls, and the Weeknd has the most empty look on his face. I believe that this is symbolic. When you sell your soul, your music career will take off, but once you make that deal, you cannot go back.
At this point, I don't know if those were just music videos or his autobiography.
No.
I want to say that this is a raccoon since it's stuck in a roof like that, but those paws are the size of a grizzly bear cub, so I don't know.
Was a UFO involved in the disappearance of Flight MH370? Bizarre radar readings after the flight vanished are pointing to some strange activity surrounding the disappearance. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was an international passenger flight that disappeared on March 8, 2014, somewhere over the Indian Ocean. To this day, speculation is rampant about what happened to it. But did you know that the Prime Minister of Malaysia admitted to UFOs being sighted in the area at the time of disappearance? Sightings were reported by both civilians and radar. The radar report is extremely interesting. In one article it states, a round object appears in the vicinity of Flight 370 amid several others, which the radar does not automatically read as airplane. Suddenly, the round object takes the form of a plane on the radar screen and accelerates at a rate of speed that must be at least 5 times the speed of surrounding planes, heading eastward over the China Sea. And just as suddenly, the object stops and appears to hover in place. Some speculate that this video could be of the disappearing flight. The video appears to show 3 objects surrounding a plane before it vanishes. Could these UFOs have teleported the plane elsewhere and then camouflaged themselves over radar to avoid detection? What are your theories?
I doubt that this is footage of Flight 370. To me, this just seems like they're trying to either keep us distracted or push the UFO narrative.
She accidentally turned a pool into and jumped in. In 2020, a Russian influencer was celebrating her birthday with fellow influencers, which means the whole day was captured online. She rented out a private spa with a pool and a hot tub for her friends. After some drinks, her friends pulled out hazmat suits and tells the birthday girl it's part of her big surprise. Her husband then wheels in a massive cooler full of dry ice, thinking he'd create a cool effect in the pool for the perfect Instagram photo. That ended up filling the lower half of the room with carbon dioxide gas. 3 people leapt through the cloud into the water below, and when they surfaced, they inhaled a big breath of carbon dioxide. During this time, those that didn't jump in found it very difficult to breathe and fled the room. The 3 that jumped into the pool instantly passed out upon surfacing and passed away.
This is just sad, bro. They probably could have just recreated the same effect with a fog machine.
I cannot find this video anywhere else. 3 crocodiles were found underneath like a concrete sidewalk, and they started messing around with the crack, and then literally crocodiles appear out of nowhere. Like, where did that thing come from? It just appeared. You can obviously see the big one that's opening its mouth, but right underneath it, you can see the back of another one. And then when that one flips over, that's when the third one just literally just mystically comes out of nowhere, appears in the nether. It's basically like... And just so y'all can see it without my face, I'm about to play the whole video.
Maybe they were just born and grew up in the sewers, because I don't see any other way they would spawn under the map like that.
What the fuck? There's nothing.
Glitch. It's a simulation, you guys.
What the fuck?
It could just be hung up on some fishing line, but everybody in the video seemed pretty stunned, so maybe gravity just forgot to turn on.
Abandoned mansion and a pool, he jumps in, except it's a perfect breeding ground for brain-eating amoeba.
The neurologist came in and told us 4 days. You have 4 days with your son.
From baseball in summer sand to a hospital room.
And that is what brain-eating amoeba can do, called Naegleria fowleri. It thrives in freshwater bodies like ponds, lakes, and rivers. When you dive in, it will swim up your nose and infect your brain. It is over 99% fatal, but 100% preventable.
Definitely won't be swimming again without my nose plugs, bro. I'm not taking my chances with that 99%.
This is what I mean when I say they start our brains since we're born.
Childhood ruined yet again.
What did Meek Mill say?
But if we get paid to rap about that stuff, they actually pay us more when we rap about more ignorant stuff, so I make sure
So they're told to push a certain narrative, right? Now why would they do that? Seems like Ice Cube knows why. Recently he was on the Club Random podcast and this is what he said.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons. Literally the same people? Literally the same people. It seems really suspicious, if you want to say that word. The records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
I mean, us conspiracy minds already knew, right? I did a video on this last year. And it must be well known in the industry. Listen to what Tekashi says.
I bet you there's rappers in here right now that can rap way better than me. You can rap way better than me. You will never be where I'm at because this industry is rigged. It's rigged.
Regardless of what the label is paying, bro, as a musician, I don't think I could ever live with the guilt of leading my fans towards this ultimate fate, bro, especially the young ones.
这啥现象？库木塔格沙漠啊，8月15日出现这个现象。看这个现象。啊，就是有电啊！你看，看，库木塔格沙漠奇怪的现象，你看。手机有电，我操！手机拿着我操过电，你看。I'm
turning on the jets if my hair ever start looking like Marv from Home Alone. You know it's about to be a vicious lightning strike.
Wake the f up, people. Please wake up.
I need y'all to blow this post up right now, bro. If you know, you know. Bro, this is way deeper than what y'all think, bro. I'm telling y'all right now, throw y'all away, bro. Do y'all understand, bro? What the fuck? Pete! Oh! Yo! Everything makes sense, bro. Everything makes sense. Oh! Pete! Hey! Do y'all understand?
Beelzebub is associated with the figure of Baal, a former Semitic.
Just pay attention, bro.
If they not already canceled by now, then this should definitely do the trick. I know his life just flashed before his eyes, bro. You can hear how relieved he was in that laugh he let out at the end.
Man with paranormal superpower carry a huge rock 8 tons.
跟他谁谁个我不漏，谁谁个我你阿我边你们了，谁谁个我你阿我边你们了。
The rock gotta be made out of styrofoam or something, because if that was real, he'd be folded up like a lawn chair.
Street view. And when you do that, the areas that should be clickable show up in teal, and that includes areas in the ocean. So I've been clicking on areas that are not, just to see like what happens. And I think it was these. Let's try this. Okay, take us in. Yeah. Okay. What is this place? Look at this. It looks like it's from a video game. So like, the light, it's just there. It's not hanging from anything. The TVs don't look real. Have you ever seen any area that looks like this? And then if you click the little arrows to go around, it just takes you in a circle. It's just a circle. Anyway, have you ever seen an area on Earth that looks like... Because it looks like it's out of a game, or it's one of those little, you know, AI-generated images. I don't know. And then also, when you click away from Street View, it'll start making you zoom out. What is that? And as you zoom out further, it just disappears into obscurity.
I don't know what kind of glitch could cause Google Maps to show this, but it looks like the set where they film all the AT&T commercials. Lightning coming from a volcano is never a good sign, bro. It's time to skedaddle.
Day before the hurricane's supposed to come, and we're getting weird clouds. Straight lines. No rocket. Just really weird. Yeah, no rocket. I never saw a cloud in a line like that. And it keeps going.
This could just be a natural occurrence, but to me it looks more like a chemtrail that just expanded over time, man. Let me know what y'all think that is. You need a transfusion if you get bit by this mosquito, bro. It's gotta be at least the size of a hummingbird.
I'm sorry, but what is going on in Antarctica? There is no way. There is no way. This shows all the conspiracy theories in the world, from the most well-known to the darkest of the dark. As I'm sure you know, in this series we're going from the top to the bottom. Now welcome back, guys. This one is mental. Hello Jacob, you right? There is something extremely weird going on in Antarctica. Listen. So first of all, you all probably know about, obviously, Epstein Island. It's a pretty famous one. But I bet you haven't heard about Rothschild Island. Now if you don't know, these are the Rothschilds, and they're like the richest family on earth, control all the central banks and everything. It is mental. The amount of power they have in the world is insane, but I'm not going to go into all of that. It's another video. But these guys have an island in Antarctica. I mean, why would you have an island in Antarctica? There's nothing there. Now, in Antarctica, tunnels have been found in the ice underground. Some tunnel openings have been found as high as the Eiffel Tower. Like, what? Next up, this thing was found recently, which apparently is just a mountain. But Buzz Aldrin, the famous astronaut who you probably know, saw this when he went, and he tweeted about it saying it is evil itself. Now, there are tons of theories about what's going on in Antarctica. Underground bases, government facilities, alien bases, you name it, it's crazy. Now, I don't know what's going on here, but something is. Now, Antarctica isn't just owned by its own thing. No one lives there. So it's basically controlled by every single other country on Earth. And there are a lot of areas here that you're not even allowed to visit. Not to mention the expedition that happened here in the past that everyone went missing on. And other explorers who have been here in the past have seen extremely strange things. Air patrols constantly, areas that they can't go to, weird openings in the mountains. You name it. So, I don't know what's going on here. But you let me know in the comments down below what you think, and I'll see you in the next part.
It's probably one of the contributing factors to why the general public is not allowed anywhere near Antarctica. They don't want anybody to figure out what's going on this island.
Wait.
Wait, you can sell me for how much? 100 million? Because of my kidneys,
Yes, everything.
organs.
Yes, fine. And your eyes also can sell it.
I don't know how this conversation could have possibly sparked, but her laughing while saying that is just sadistic.
Is Beyonce warning us about the end of the world? So conspiracy theorists all over the internet believe that Beyonce is warning us of the coming apocalypse. Now there's a few pieces of evidence that we're going to go through right now. One of the biggest clues that we should look at, and that is at the album cover. So if you look here at the album cover, you see that she's on this really spectacular looking horse. Well, this horse is significant to this theory. In the Judeo-Christian Bible, there is a book called Revelation, and in this book, it speaks of the end of the world. Now, in this description, it talks about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The white horse of conquest, the red horse of war, the black horse of pestilence or famine, and the pale horse for death. Now, conspiracy theorists actually realize that Beyonce over the years has taken pictures with a lot of horses actually. It's kind of weird. And would you believe it, she took pictures with horses that were colored exactly in correspondence with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The white horse of conquest, the red horse of war, the black horse of pestilence and famine, and finally, on the cover of her new album, the pale horse of death. Most of her songs on the album talk about freedom, of letting go, and just being cool. Well, why is this? Well, of course, if someone's aware of the end of the world or the apocalypse, the one thing they don't want you to do is panic. Literally within one of her songs, she says to remain calm, keep dancing, and just act like everything is A-okay.
Music today is just stressful to listen to, bro. It's either about being super depressed or the end of the world.
Russia's Lunar 25 spacecraft has apparently crashed into the moon after it spun into an uncontrolled orbit. Now, this is according to Russia's space agency. A little earlier, it reported an abnormal situation that occurred to the spacecraft when it was preparing a pre-landing orbit. Now, Lunar 25 was scheduled to land on the south pole of the moon tomorrow.
It's kind of suspicious that they don't actually explain the reason why it crashed. They just say abnormal situation. It's like they hiding something.
I'm a very firm believer that coincidences don't exist. So perhaps it's just me, but maybe you can help me with this. But did you know that Mountain Dew released a flavor called Maui Burst? Mountain Dew Maui Burst. What were those conspiracies going on around about how the fire started? But you know, that's one thing, right? That's only one thing. So let's just, things happen. But then I saw, I don't know if you saw, but yesterday they also decided to release new flavors of Baja Blast that are tropical in flavor, right? Super yummy, super delicious. But wait, aren't we supposed to be having a hurricane called Hurricane Hilary? That's supposed to be potentially the first hurricane to ever impact California, and it got upgraded to a category 4. And what's a hurricane? A tropical storm?
The names of those 2 drinks are pretty spot on for what's happening, but I know the Mountain Dew execs are wondering how they even got dragged into this. This is something you'll see in Vecna's lair.
You know how the theory goes, Tupac,
yeah,
but he's actually alive.
Yeah, he's like in Barbados. Like,
yeah, you know the last picture of Tupac in the car with Suge Knight?
Yeah.
There's no keys in the ignition. What? It's the picture. The last picture of Tupac, man. There's no keys in the ignition.
What does that mean though? Like,
that means it was staged. So not only was there no keys in the ignition, they asked all of the people.
Yeah.
Like, they looked for bystanders everywhere. Nobody heard.
Oh, how
Just look at the pic, fam. Look closely. It's an empty key. Like, there's nothing. Yo, there's nothing. What the nah. Like, it's not even, it's literally empty. This is not no push to start, fam. This is,
yeah, I was gonna say, is it a...
No. This is way back. And this car, you wouldn't have a push to start.
Looking at the picture now, it even looks staged, bro. You could tell Suge Knight was trying his best to look like he was actually driving. Based on how comfy they look picking it up, I would assume that's their pet lion that just escaped, bro. That's a liability for the whole neighborhood.
President Clinton bans the use of federal funds being used for human cloning, but he doesn't make it illegal or even outright ban it. He also mentions that a lot of research is being done on human cloning in the private sector and asks them to temporarily put it on hold, but who knows if they actually listen to that, because again, he only asked them. So to recap, we've learned that the government cannot publicly or be caught in the act of using taxpayer funds for human cloning research, but for private companies, on the other hand, well, they're free to test all they want.
I'm almost positive that a suggestion to pause research didn't stop anything, bro. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they ramped it up.
The sky is telling us something.
This is definitely caused by some sort of high-frequency microwaves or something. It looks like the parting of the Red Sea.
We are all in the black cube matrix. You're probably wondering, what are these black cubes? And what do they symbolize? And why are they in every major city around the world? I'm here to tell you that this black cube is the cube of Saturn. This is the cube on the North Pole of Saturn. The truth is far stranger than you think. In the occult side of world, Saturn is known as Father Time, and you'll see its symbology everywhere you go. The planets are not what you think, they're not what you've been told. Space is not real. There is a far deeper meaning behind these 7 energies we call planets. The elites in power must worship Saturn, as their symbology is everywhere. On Michael Jackson's album cover, it says Escape with Saturn rings. What do you think he's trying to tell us?
Maybe that's what the name BlackRock stands for.
What's up, TikTok? Back with another video again. Right here in this video, they said a man was attacked by a bear. Hey, y'all know what that means, right? When he got attacked by that bear, I think that was his supper.
I don't think a bear claw can do that much damage, bro. It looked like he got attacked by a T-Rex.
This might be the craziest thing I have ever seen. So at Lana Del Rey's concert, a wave of energy or whatever the heck happened jolted everyone in the crowd back. Just watch the raw footage.
Maybe the first row of seats folded back and it just started that chain reaction. Either that or the bass was just booming.
Legit. Ano yan? Tawag dito? Teka, hindi ko makita ulo. Hindi edited yan. Malambot. Oh. Malambot. Oh, malambot pa. Oh. Oh, malambot. Sino gawin mo to? Yan, Pat.
It's probably just a snake that ate a lizard, but it could pass for a baby dinosaur. If that's the case, then I'm about to be wearing the color blue daily like I'm Crip Mag. Could have just tied a string around it and had somebody pulling it a little bit, but if this is real, then the government probably already confiscated that rock and him by now. I'll pass on the bumblebee biscuits, bro. I saw at least 3 or 4 get caught up in there. But with that being said, guys, that was the video. Thank you for coming to kick it with me. Let me know what you guys thought about these creepy TikToks in the comments below. And until next time, y'all take care of yourself.